Okay, so let me share the screen. Right. So now is it clear, guys? Auto growth, what is the auto growth? What is how it will work? Is it clear? Now if I gave like enable auto growth, I gave in megabytes. Imagine I gave 100 MB. So now the file is full, 100 MB is full. Next, what would be the new file size, guys?
200 MB.
200 MB. 200 MB is full.
200
What would be the new file size?
300 MB.
300 MB. Every time it will add 100 MB, 100 MB, 100 MB. Either you can add in percentage or you can add in megabytes. If you add in percentage, it will calculate in terms of percentages and it will add it. If you add simply in megabytes, no, I don't want that headache. I'll give you 1024 means 1 GB. 1024 MB means 1 GB, right? Whenever this file is full, 100 MB is full, 1 GB will be added. Whenever that new file 1 GB plus 100 MB, if that new file 1100 MB is full, one more 1 GB will be added. 2 GB, then 3 GB, 4 GB. It will keep on adding 1 GB every time when the file is full. Like that, it can add how much free space is there in this drive. It can add until that point. Once the free space is completed, guys, what we can do? The free space is done, guys. Completely just used all the 25 GB. Okay, now what next?
Add the storage.
We have to request the Windows team to add the storage. So they will add the storage. Now it is 25 GB, right? They will add one more 25 GB or 50 GB or 100 GB or 500 GB or 1000 GB or 2000 GB, which is 2 terabytes. Depends upon your requirement. Okay. If you ask, hey, please add 100 GB, they will add 100 GB. Now the disk size would be 125 GB. So the file will grow until 125 GB. If 125 GB is full, again they will add 125, one more 100 GB, like 500 GB. Until then they can add how much? How much, guys? What is the max disk size? What is the max disk size, guys?
0.6.
There are two types of drives. Okay, one is NTFS file storage, and another one is NTFS, not NTFS. That is storage types. Okay, disk types. There are two types of drives, guys. Two types of drives. One is GBP partition, and one more thing NT. There are two
FAT
partitions.
32.
Sorry,
FAT 32.
FAT32. That is different thing. Okay,
NTFS. NTFS.
NTFS and GBP partition. Something is there. Okay, so in that NTFS, the max drive capacity is 2 TB. 2 TB only, guys. Max drive capacity is 2 TB. So you cannot increase the drive more than 2 TB. Up to 2 TB, you can keep adding the storage whenever the data file is full, whenever the drive is full, you can add 2 TB, 2 TB, 2 TB. Up to 2 TB only you can add, guys. Okay, so you can see the drive type, disk type, okay, under disk NTFS file system. Okay, so here GBP partition, guys, disk management, disk MGMT, nothing to worry. Again, I'll tell you guys. I'm just opening the disks. What are the available disks? Okay. Yes, NTFS, guys, and GBP partition. So NTFS means standard drive. The max capacity of this standard drive is only 2 TB, guys. Up to 2 TB you can add it. Okay. So now you keep on adding, you keep on add. That is very big database. You might ask, sir, what will be the database sizes in the organization? It will vary, guys. If it is a small database, it will vary from 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB. Different sizes of databases will be there. Depends upon the data, what kind of data you are entering. If you go for banking data, a lot of transactions will be there. So the database, you should have more database size. Okay, you're running a small shop, very small superstore you are running. You are just running a store. Okay, so you don't need terabytes of data to store your data. Just you need a small 1 GB database or 2 GB database. So it depends what type of data, you are entering, how much data you are entering. So 1 GB databases will be there, 2 GB will be there, 30 GB will be there, 300 GB databases will be there, 1 TB databases will be there, 2 TB databases will be there, 10 TB databases will be there, 20 TB databases will be there. Depends upon the data, depends upon the usage, depends upon the transactions, depends upon the applications. The database size will be different. Now, if we can increase up to 2 TB, my database size is 4 TB. Imagine what about other 2 TB, guys? Your 2 TB is completed, but still data is coming. Now you want to create one more drive. If you create one more drive, okay, can you move your MDF file into that drive? No. Why? Because if you move, your MDF file size is 2 TB already. So now what I can do, I'll stop this auto growth. Okay, I'll add extra data file. That extra data file is called NDF file. Okay, this file I'll store in my next drive, E drive, F drive, G drive. So I'll add extra drive. I'll create one more file. I'll store that file in the new drive. So now when I stopped auto growth of this file, it won't grow, guys. The data movement will be stopped here. Okay, now the data will goes to the newly added data file. Now is it clear, Sudhendra, why we will add data files, multiple data files?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how it will work, guys. So like that, how many we can file, how many files we can add? Okay, so in SQL Server there is a magic number, guys, 32,767. Okay, this is the magic number. So how many databases you can create? 32,767. How many files we can add? Data files you can add? 32,767. How many log files we can add? 32,767. How many logins we can create? 32,767. How many file groups we can create? 32,767. How many users we can create? 32,767. Okay, so for all this, the answer is 32,767, guys. So if the data file, MDF file is full, then you have to add extra data file. I can simply tell you that word. If MDF file is full, you have to add next data file. Okay, then you might ask one question, sir, I can increase the drive size, right? Why I have to create extra data file for that? So this is the challenge. If the drive is completely full, you cannot increase the drive size, then you have to create a new drive and you have to add a new data file in the new drive. So in that way we can add the data files. We can create multiple data, we can add multiple data files, guys. It's very common in the organization. You will have multiple data files for one database. But again, how many MDF files will be there per
MDF will be
database?
one.
Per
One.
database,
Only one.
listen carefully, only one MDF file will exist. Multiple data files will exist, but other data files will be in NDF extension. Only one MDF file will be there. LDFs also multiple log files you can create, but usually in the organization we don't create multiple log files. One log file is enough, but you can create multiple log files. How to create one more log file, sir? Click on add. This time sales underscore to log file. Sales underscore to underscore log file. If you give underscore log, it won't create log file. Select here, click log file. It will create log file. So you can create multiple data files, you can add multiple log files also, but only one MDF will exist per database. Other data files can be MDF files only. In the organization log files also, only one log file will be there, not multiple log files. But you can create multiple log files, but only one log file will be there. Okay guys, is it clear now, everyone?
Yes.
Yes,
So I
sir.
want to create the data file in or log file in different location. Browse it, which drive you want to create. Select the drive. Okay, go to the drive, select the path, and just select the path. You can click create the particular file in the drive, guys. So this is how you can create the database. Let me cancel it. Let me again, okay, give the database name. Now you can came to know all the options while creating the database. Sales. Okay, this is your MDF file, this is your log file. MDF file will be created in the primary file group. By default, one file group will be created. That default file group name is called primary file group. I want to add file group, sir. Click on add file group. Okay, so file group 1, give the name as file group 1. Just a minute, it was disconnected. Okay, so in this way you can add multiple file groups and multiple files, guys. Okay, so in this way you can add multiple file groups and multiple files. I want to remove the file group. Okay, you can still remove. Okay, file group, I'm just giving any name you can give. There is no naming convention. Okay, fg1 file group 1. You can add, you can click OK, automatically one more file group will be created. I want to create files in file group 1. Click on add. Okay, give sales. Now rows data only. So I want to create this file in the file group 1. Select file group 1, and then in that way you can create, okay, different files in different file groups, guys. Okay, is it clear? Everyone, guys, is it clear? Creating database files, auto
So
growth.
Yes,
file
sir.
groups.
Yes, tell
So
me.
what is the use of file groups, sir? Who
Nothing.
creates
See,
file?
file group means they just group together all the files. Okay, so for the better maintenance purpose, guys, that's it. For the better maintenance purpose, we just grouped the files together. That is how Microsoft organized the things. Okay, as per their structure, their architecture, we should have file groups. But for better maintenance, that's it. Okay, if you don't want to create multiple, is it mandatory, sir, that I have to create multiple file groups? No, it's not mandatory. You can store all the files in a single primary file group, but file group should be there. Okay, chalo fine. So owner will be SA, guys. SA means sysadmin. SA. Okay, every object owner should be SA only. If you don't give owner as SA, who will creating the database? Who is creating the database? I am creating database, right? Okay, I means who, with which login you just connected to the server. What is the login name, guys? Administrator. So if you don't give the owner name SA as SA, okay, so the owner should be this login, guys. Computer name slash login name. Of course, as I connected through administrator. If Hari is connected to the server, if Shiva is connected to the server, if Shiva is creating the database, owner will be Shiva. Shiva might change the organization. Shiva got good opportunity in another company. Shiva jumped to another organization. Shiva login will be created, but still owner is showing as Shiva. Then what happened, guys? If logins are not existed, databases won't work properly. That is the challenge. So that's why there is a permanent login where you can see that permanent login under security, under login section. SA login will be there. This is the permanent login. So for all the databases, for all the objects, wherever owner is asking, the owner should be SA only, guys. Okay, we don't keep our individual logins as owners. Why? Because your login can be deleted if you change it the organization. Okay, so that is the owner field. Now is it clear, everyone? Now if you see in which location it will create, guys, this path, right? Control A, Control C, Windows R. I'll open this path. We have already checked this path earlier. Okay, you can see all the system database. Sir, where are the databases in SQL Server? Master, Model, MSDB, TempDB. Let me go to SQL Server. Let me go to system databases. There you can see four databases: Master, Model, MSDB, TempDB. For all these four databases, these are the physical files, guys. Master, Master MDF file, Master log file. Model, Model MDF file, Model log file. MSDB, MSDB MDF file, MSDB log file. TempDB, TempDB MDF file, log file. Now if I click OK now, okay, if I click OK now, see here. Now you can see only 8 files, right? Now if I click OK, now how many files will be created, guys? Okay,
Two.
if you see here, sales database is created. Okay, now if you see here, sales data file, sales log file. This is how it will create, guys. These are the physical files. Now if you open this database, sir, show me, sir, .mdf, .ldf, I want to see. I don't believe you. Open this proper database properties. Go to the file space. Maximize this window. You can see sales.mdf, sales underscore log.ldf. The same files you can see here. Sales log. Okay, what is the extension? Go to the properties. You can see, okay, the extension is .mdf and the extension of the log file is .ldf, guys. Okay, so this is how you can manage the things. Server is disconnected. Okay, so now is it clear, guys, how we are going to create the database? What are the options will be there? What is a file? What is data file? What is log file? How many types of data files are there? How many files we can create? How many file groups we can create? how to enable the auto growth, how to disable the auto growth. Everything is clear, guys, I hope.
Yes, sir.
How to check database size?
How to check database size? Very good. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so if you want to check the
Okay.
database size, right click, go to the properties, and on the first general page itself you can see database size 8 MB, data file size 8 MB, log file size total is 16 MB. In this 16 MB, 5.7 MB free space is available. Okay, clear? When it was created? It was created today, 3/31/2022 at 8:34 a.m. Who is the owner of the database? SCA. If I don't change the owner of the database to SCA, who would be the owner of the database?
We'll be creating.
Administrator.
Administrator. Okay, with which login you just created the database, that person can be a database owner. Collation settings, you can see lot of things. When you took the backup on this database, you can see log backup, you can see. Okay, so these are the options you can see, guys.
Sir, can we check uh, growth for 1 year for the database? Sir?
That you can do it, okay, using custom scripts. You cannot guess, right, in the next 1 year what kind of data will come. If you ask, no sir, not like next 1 year, I want to see the growth of last 1 year. Okay, means like January month how much it was increased, February month how much it was increased, March month how much it was increased. Based on that you can guess the growth of the database in the next month, next quarter, next half year, and next year. So for that, what you have to do, you have to use custom scripts. Manually you cannot see. Okay, there are no options to show. You have to use custom scripts. It will show you the data growth in terms of monthly, daily. There are some tools also, the third party tools. Using the third party tools also you can see the data growth, data usage and all. Okay,
Okay, sir.
any
Sir, on
questions?
this page is number of users, 4
Number
is
of users
mentioned
I'll
there.
tell you in the security. Okay,
Yes, sir.
users, logins, permissions, authentication, everything will be covered under security, guys.
And what will be the best practice for the auto growth, sir?
Auto growth usually depends upon the database to database, requirement to requirement. So generally will keep a 1024 MB. Okay, so we don't keep in percentage, we'll keep 1024 MB. Whenever data file is full, 1 GB will be added. Too many, see, don't give less values, guys. If you give less values, what happened in the data files auto growth, what happened, I'll tell you guys. Okay, too many chunks will be created, small chunks will be created, so it's not good performance wise. So that's why we'll keep 1024, not 64 MB. We'll keep it as in megabytes, 1024 MB. Okay, so sorry, 1024 MB. So like this will give. Okay, whenever the file is full, 1 GB will be added, guys. Don't give 100 MB, 200 MB. Small chunks will be created, which is not good. For log file also, there is a problem with VLFs, virtual log files. If you keep adding 100 MB, 100 MB, lot of VLFs will be created, which is not good. Okay, so we'll try to add 1 GB. Once the size is completed, full, then we'll add 1 GB. This is how we are going to manage. After creating the database, can I add extra data files, or only while creating the database I can add the files? Chalo, let's answer, guys. I need responses from everyone. After creating the database, can I add extra file groups and files, or only while creating I can add extra file groups and files?
Yes, sir,
Try
we
it,
can add.
try it, try it. Yes or no? Aak pak karve pak. Try it, guys.
Yes, sir.
Chart. I need answers from everyone. Please respond quickly.
So if we add additional log files, what will be the extension for that?
LDF only. Log
LD.
files, there are no different files. In data files, two types of files. One is MDF, second one is NDF. If you add extra log file, again it would be LDF only.
The best practice will be the single log file.
Single log file, yes. Okay, so let me check the answer
The,
sheet.
what is the difference between MDF and LDF?
I'll tell you. Okay, MDF file will store you the data permanently. Log file will store you the data temporarily. Okay, so I'll tell you that one. The difference between LDF and MDF is your data file and log file. Data file will store the data permanently. I'll give you a simple example. Data file is a kind of your storage. Log file is a kind of your RAM. When you restart your laptop, which will be cleared? Your storage will be cleared or RAM will be cleared?
And
Right?
RAM.
To process the data and all, we should have RAM. Without RAM, I cannot start my laptop, right? In the same way, log file will temporarily stores the data until the data is fully committed in the data file. Imagine you are inserting 1 lakh records. Is it possible to write all the 1 lakh records at a time in a quick flash? No, right? Record by record, it will write until it starts writing, until it's complete to write, until it is going to write the whole 1 lakh records. The transactions will be there in your log file temporarily. Once you just committed, the transactions will try to move the data from your log file to data file permanently. So once the data is moved to the data file permanently, data safety will be there. If the data is not moved to the data file is a permanent storage device. Log file is a temporary storage device. Once the data is moved from log file to data file, if you restart the SQL server, still your data will exist. Why? Because the data file means your disk. The data will be stored in your disk. So if you restart the SQL server, if you restart the Windows server, your data will exist. But if the data is not written to the data file, if it is there in the log file, there is no safety for your data. So until the writing process is completed, okay, till that point, the data will be stored in the log file. Once it was done, the data will be committed to the data file. As of now, understood like this, guys. Data file is your permanent storage device or permanent storage file. Log file is your temporary storage. Every transaction has to come through log file only. No transaction will directly goes to data file. Log file is your door, your main door of your house. If anyone wants to comes to your house, okay, first they have to open the main door and then only you can come. In the same way, every transaction will goes to log file first. It will wait in the log file until transaction is committed. Committed means what? Writing the data permanently to the data file is called commit. Once the transaction is committed, then the data will be moved from log file to data file. Until then, the data will be there in the log file only. Okay, so if you are inserting 1 lakh records, all 1 lakh records you cannot write to the data file immediately. Okay, so you'll start inserting 1 lakh records. So one by one, it will go from your log file to data file. Once the whole transaction is committed, then the data will be moved from your log file to data file, guys. So log file is a temporary storage area, whereas data file is a permanent storage area. You can try it, Srinivas. Just check whether we can create any database with special characters. Yes, we can add. It will allow you special characters. Okay, no issues, but you can try what special characters it is allowing, what special characters it is not allowing. This is GUI way of creating database, guys. Can anyone tell me what is the query to create the database? I want to write query, guys. How can I write query? Select the instance, click on a new query window. Click on a new query window. It will open a new query, guys. Okay, it will open a new query. This is called query. Now, guys, again I'm saying everything you can do in two ways. One is GUI way, second one is query method. Okay, so some things you cannot do using GUI, but everything you can achieve using query, guys. Okay, so now I want to create one more data. Can I create again same database with same name, sales? Can I
No,
create
sir.
another
No.
database with same name, sales? Is it possible?
No.
No,
No,
I
sir.
cannot create. Why? Because name is already existed,
Already
right?
existing.
Fine. So now what I can do, I'll create a database, guys. What is the command for that? What I want to do, I want to create. Okay. What you want to create?
Database.
Correct. Okay. So you want to create database. Chalo, let's reconnect this one. Okay. So what you want to do? I want to create. What you want to create? I want to create a database. What is the name of the database? Flipkart. Okay. That's it, guys. So can I execute this query?
Yes.
But I didn't give file size. I didn't give file names. I didn't give to which location it has to store. I didn't
Yeah.
give autograph option. Nothing I'm
The
giving.
default.
Is it successful, guys?
Yes.
It will be
The
successful.
default.
Okay.
Default.
We'll
So
just
yeah,
create a
default.
database.
By default, it will add some values. Okay, so it will be successful. Let me execute. How to execute the query, guys? Click on execute button. It will execute. Or use F5 button. Function keys F5. Or use Alt plus X. Alt plus X button. Okay, Alt plus X. I'll prefer to use this keyboard shortcut, guys. Okay, I was habituated to use this shortcut. So initially I'll use this execute. Before executing, I want to check whether this query is right or wrong. Select the query. This is parse button, guys. Parse button. Click on parse button. It will tell you whether it was correct or wrong. If any mistake is there, let me create mistake wantedly. Okay. First thing, if any mistake is there, you can see red line here. Under the name, you can see red line. Okay, that is first thing. And second thing is click on this parse button. It will tell you unknown object called dtab is used in create, drop or alter statement. Means this is wrong. The query, it won't tell you, hey, you missed a. Okay, the database spelling is incorrect. It won't tell you like that. It will give you the different error, guys. There is, I cannot recognize this word it is saying. Okay, so correct it. Now check it. Now you can see all the red lines are gone. If you see blue word means you can see different colors here. Blue word, black word. Blue means it's a command. Okay, syntax. We can call it as a syntax. Keyword or else keyword. Okay, keyword, guys. If it is in blue color means it's a keyword. Okay, black means manually you are giving. Okay, chalo, let's delete this. Let's execute now. Okay, click on execute button. Done. Now the database is created. If you want to see where, guys, where I cannot see the database.
Refresh it. You
Select
should
the
see.
databases,
Refresh.
refresh it.
Refresh it.
Now you can see Flipkart database. This is how you have to create the database using command. Tell me, guys, which one is using GUI or command? Both. Both are easy. Both are difficult. Okay. So
So
I'll.
do we get data file and log file as well with this?
You can see here. Go to Flipkart, or else let me go to the database, Flipkart database properties. Of course, if we don't get, how come the database will be created? Okay, files, maximize, copy this path, Control C, Windows R, Control V, enter, Flipkart data file, Flipkart log file.
So just with the default values.
Yes, let me show you one last point, then we'll disconnect for today. Again, I am creating a new database. This time tell me, I'll give GPay, okay, Google Pay. Okay, so now guys, I don't change any values. Okay, you want to see the whole script to create the database, guys? Click on this script option. This is how we'll generate the script. Click on this script button, guys. It will create a script in the background. Let me cancel this. See here, create database, database name. Okay, you can see how many values you are giving. See here how much big script is there to create the database. Can you remember this much big script? File names, location of the files, file sizes, okay, file size, auto growth option, everything, whatever we discussed, you can see here. Okay, but can you remember this much query, guys? This much script? Is it possible? But I just executed only these 3 lines, right? Okay, then how come? What about these settings? It will be added by your database engine automatically. These are the default parameters. We'll call these as a parameters. These parameters will be added by your SQL server by default. So don't think if I execute create database name GPay. Okay. So don't think only these three words are going to executed. No. If you execute this one, SQL server will add all these parameters by default. Then only it will create the database. How otherwise, how come it knows what is the data file name and location, size? What is the log file name and location and size? Who is the owner of the database? What is the file group? How come it knows all these things? SQL Server will keep adding all the parameters by default. Okay, even though you are executing these three words, don't think these three words are executing in the backend. No, there are some parameters are added by the database engine. Those parameters, okay, you can see here, and including all these parameters, the script is executing in the backend. And you're trying to create a database, right? Actually don't know the GUI way. Okay, when you give phone pay, if you click OK, now this window will create a command. Don't think if you click OK it is creating the database. No, this window is not creating the database. This window is simply creating a script. That script is executing. If you click OK, that script is executing in the backend to create the object. Are we clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is how the databases will be created. So if you execute these three words also in the backend, by default all these parameters will exist. SQL Server will add all these parameters to this query, and all parameters will run, and then only it will create the database, guys. So tomorrow I'll show you, as we have created databases. In the database you can see tables. As of now, no tables. This is a fresh database, right? No tables are there. Tomorrow I'll show you how to create a table, how to insert the records in the table, how to filter the records, how to search the data in the table. Okay, that we can complete in tomorrow's class, guys. That's it for today. Any questions you can ask me. Otherwise, we can disconnect now, and tomorrow we'll meet at 7 a.m. Yes, please. Yes,
Virtual log file means you said.
virtual log file. I'll tell you. Okay, VLFs. Yeah, your log file will be internally divided into virtual log files. That is a physical structure of the log file. Okay. In the data file, you will have file groups. Sorry, in the file groups, you will have data files. In the data files, you will have extents, pages, right? That is a data file structure. Log file also we have a different structure. In the log files, we will have VLFs, virtual log files. In the virtual log files, we will have log blocks. In the log blocks, we will have log records. That is the VLF log file architecture. Okay. Okay, guys. Any issues?
What
Any
is the use
doubts?
of VLF, sir? Why do we use VLF
That
whenever
is a
the file
different
is?
strategy. See, that is a different strategy. That is a log file architecture. Go to my YouTube channel. Okay, go and check in my YouTube channel. Okay, so there is a class on log file architecture. So just go and search in my log file. See here, log file internals, transaction log file internals. Go through it. You can came to know what is the use of the VLFs and all.
Right, sir.
Okay, transaction log file architecture. This also you can see. Yes, please.
Sir, you missed this.
Sorry,
Can
sorry.
can we create NDF after creation of database?
Yeah. Most of you answered yes, right? The answer is yes. After creation of database, we can add data files, we can add, okay, log files, we can add file groups. The answer is yes, guys. Okay, after creation of database also we can add it.
Could you please show it, sir?
Try it, sir. How I did it, just try it. This is very, very simple. Okay, it's not a difficult. How I just added data file. How I added data file. Go to the database, go to the properties, go to the files. Click here, and in the down you can see add some things I don't want to, okay, show you. Why? Because you have to try from your side. Okay, it's not a difficult thing, very easy thing. Try it tomorrow. If you are not getting, tomorrow I'll show you. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just try it from your side. Go to the file space, you can see all the options. That's it. database properties, file space, you can see the options, and then you can see how to add and all. Okay.
Sir, and one
Of
more
course,
thing, sir.
I just shown
Can
you
we,
that as well. I just shown you that as well, but might be you missed. Okay. So the same how we are adding files during the database creation, in the same way we'll add after the database creation also. Yes, please. You are saying
sir,
something.
can we enable auto growth for NDF and MDF file by using CUI?
CUI also you can do that. CUI also you can do that. See, CUI, whatever queries you are running here, writing here, all the queries you can write in the CUI also. That is just another way of connecting to the SQL server. It's not like some things only possible through CUI, nothing like that. If you know the query, you can do it from CUI also. You can enable the auto growth, you can do whatever you want. The same query will be there using, you have to write it using CUI. That's it. Can we change the database name after created? Very good, Vamshi. Okay, this is the assignment question for tomorrow. Vamshi asked, can we change the database name after the creation? Now this is Flipkart. I want to change it to Amazon. Is it possible to change? This is the assignment question for tomorrow. Check it and let me know. Tomorrow I'll tell you the answer. Okay, just try from your side whether it is possible or not. Okay, surely tomorrow I'll tell you the answer. But again, try from your side. Any questions, guys? Any other questions?
Sir, please send
Nothing more.
the command to add on the storage.
Sorry, storage.
Storage to add on the storage, extra storage command.
VM, just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Let me pull that command. Let me pull that command. It was, I have been used since 2-3 years back. Okay, let me check. Okay. SQL data. Drive. SQL server. RAM data. SQL website. Regular issues, SQL commands, troubleshoots. Material. Let me check here. Extend the drive command prompt. Establish interview points.
So can't it be possible with GUI?
GUI not possible. There is a command prompt. Command is there. Let me reconnect. Okay. It is going to disconnect. Let me reconnect.